What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Quarry review scores. They are out. I've been waiting for this to happen. I was wondering, the game releases obviously on Friday. As it got closer to Friday, it's like, all right, well, when are these going to come out? As you get closer, normally that's not the greatest thing, right? It tends to signal not a lot of confidence in the game. I mean, this game did fine. I mean, it didn't do incredible in terms of what the review scores say, like on their base level. I am very excited for this game. I cannot wait to play this game in just a few days. But right now, it's sitting in an 81 on Metacritic based off 51 reviews. All right. Now, it doesn't take into account everybody. I watched ACG's review. Specifically, I wanted to do that. I like the guy. I think he's got some really good thoughts on games. I know he'll tell it at least how he views it, right? And he really liked that. I don't know. Well, at the end of the day, he kind of settled on it's just barely a buy. So if he did give it a score out of like 1 to 10, I don't really think it'd be that high. Probably like a 7 or 8. And again, this game got an 81. What seems to be the thing here is just a lot of unevenness. That's what I'm kind of gathering from the reviews. There are some really solid strengths. Even the worst reviews have some very like in scores, not like they're god awful. I mean, maybe some of them are, but no, even the worst reviews scores, there is still some positives. It's just that the negatives kind of weigh it down. And then even in the positive ones, I mean, I think people are pretty fair with saying, hey, there are genuine issues. I think it really comes down to just what people thought of this, this kind of campfire inspired, story and how that worked. I think people are pretty open with there's some bugs, there's some glitches, there's some problems with the animations. I know ACG talked about like the eyes. The eyes are really bad in terms of they're always looking lower than they should be no matter what it's looking at. So there's like those things. I've seen a lot of the reviews talk about the pacing. The pacing is kind of all over the place. ACG didn't really focus on it as much as I think some of the reviews did, but the pacing was something that I think was noticeable in terms of a lot of the reviews. But again, I think the story, I think the characters, and I do think the decisions doing something was a prevailing thought amongst kind of everybody. I saw numerous reviews talking about, replaying it multiple times just to kind of get, a little bit more, like what else is there, from one playthrough to the next, depending on what decisions you make. So, I mean, and you have a lot of comparisons to other things. I don't think, well, no, I did see a couple. I was going to say I didn't see anybody say it's better than Until Dawn. That's the thing for me. And I've made videos on this on the main channel. Going into this, I was saying, I mean, if this can be as good or better, I mean, better obviously would be insane, but if it could even be as good as Until Dawn, I mean, we're eating well, right? Does that make, I mean, that's an incredible, to me, I love Until Dawn. I know that it's not everybody's thing, but Until Dawn is one of my favorite games of all time. It really made that much of an impact on me. So if this game is even close to that, I'll be very happy. And I did see a couple that did say they felt it was overall the best thing that they had made. I saw some people say, it's better than Until Dawn in terms of like a fidelity perspective, in terms of, again, like bugs and glitches and stuff. It's better in that regard, but it's not better in terms of putting everything together. So, and is that disappointing? I mean, again, not necessarily, because again, like for me, Until Dawn was kind of like, you can't even believe that these guys made it. You know what I mean? And to be fair to really everybody, and I love Supermassive. I give them very tough love, but they've never been able to match, in my opinion, Until Dawn. I know some people think like House of Ashes is better. I don't think that. That's not my opinion, but I have seen people say it. To me, they've never been able to come close to Until Dawn, and I understand why. But again, I also saw some people say that this game is better pretty easily than a lot of, if not all of, the Dark Picture anthology games, and maybe a little less polished, but better. So, again, what I have liked to woken up today, okay, I wake up and I look at the scores and it's like an 89, and people are saying, this is as good or better than Until Dawn. I wanted that. I did. I'm not really disappointed. 81 is fine. And by the way, I don't go, which if this is the first time you're watching a video, this may come off like very odd. I don't go based off review scores. I like talking about them. I think they're fun. I think a lot of other people go off review scores, and that's kind of why I make these videos, but I do not care. If I woke up and the game had a 60, I'd still be getting it. If I woke up and the game got a 90, I'd still get, okay? I just want to make that very clear. These are people's opinions, and that's fine. I'm going to have my own opinion, and I will, share that with you very, very soon, but that's how I view things. So You know, would I have liked to see a higher score? Sure, but an 81 is pretty darn good. It just seems like it's mixed. There's definitely really solid things. There's things that seem to be the best that they've ever done, and there's things that are pretty bad that maybe weigh the game down. And again, it depends on the person. Some people, it weighs it down a lot more than others. So I'm happy with this. I think this should be good enough to still get people into. I think at worst, what these scores would do to like an average Joe, right? That look, and there are people. You look at the review scores. What did IGN give it? Okay, that's how I'm basing my buying decision. And that's the thing with anybody. I mean, maybe you're watching a YouTuber. Maybe you go to ACG or Skill Up or whatever, right? And you watch and you see what they say, and that dictates what you're going to do. That, again, I don't do that, but I know other people do. If you see an 8 or you see a mixed response, the worst thing that can happen because of this is people say, well, I'll wait for a sale. Because this game is expensive. It's, I believe, $60. It's $70 on the PS5, so like on the current gen, it's $70. So it is a very expensive game. It's for 10 hours, but of course you can replay it. But it's for 10 hours. Some people just flat out aren't going to do that. On the jump, they're not going to do that. And then you get the review scores, and they say, it's not bad, but I'll wait for a sale. If it's $30, $40, I'll pick it up immediately, but I'm not going to spend. And you know what? I don't really blame you. You know what I mean? You do you with your money. It's your money, you know what I mean? But I get that. I totally get that. So that's probably the worst thing that can come from this is that people are going to maybe say, well, I'll wait a few months, wait for it to go on sale, and then I'll get it. And you know what? That's totally cool. Like I said, I'm getting it Friday. I cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.